Welcome to NOCLIP. I'm Chad Rutherman.
I'm JJ Artemis.
And I'm Andy Kinney.
And today, we're going to be talking a lot of nonsense. We're coming up on October the 3rd, which, as I'm sure all of you have marked your calendars, is the second anniversary of the NOCLIP podcast as an institution. And as I did last year, but this time with a lot more planning, I'm going to be editing together another outtakes episode.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. So a little bit of backstory on the outtakes episode, just a little bit of good content before we get into complete trash.
I do love lore in my goofs.
Yeah, we're gonna have some NOCLIP deep lore. Is that in the middle of 2016, the hard drive that I kept all of our episodes on melted into a puddle. And because of this, I lost the first 14-ish episodes of the show. So every goof from the previous one came from the Dark Souls episode on. Whereas this one is going to have shit starting at
whatever came right after Fire Emblem.
Yes, which I believe was... Yeah, it's the PT Resident Evil 7 episode through to Ori and the Blind Forest. So I have a shit ton to draw from on this one. So hopefully you will enjoy whatever complete garbage. I don't know if there's anything that you guys want to chime in with before we get to the meat of it.
Just don't judge me too harshly. Whatever I did.
Yeah. No, most of us, including... I'm going to go out on a limb here and say none of us have any idea what's going to be playing in a few seconds, so...
Nope. I hope there aren't any overly long conversations this time.
I will keep that in mind. We will not have a repeat of the iced coffee situation.
Also, do you want to admit that you were wrong about the iced coffee thing? Or?
Oh no! You keep bringing this up. What I conceded on was what, Andy?
When he actually brought this up, is funny.
For the record, if you choose to state a defense here,
Yeah.
They will hear it on October 3rd of 2017.
Good.
So.
Okay. Good.
What? Yeah.
I made the two iced coffees side by side. Do you want to come to my house
Hold
and
on.
you want to drink them both? And you'll be like, "Oh, this tastes like shit," and because it's water. It's hot, lukewarm water
Again,
that you've created.
You're straw-manning my argument here.
I am strawmanning you as a person. I'm setting you on fire on this podcast.
Because
That's Burning Man. It's a different thing.
if you want to understand why JJ's wrong about his iced coffee making methods, you can go back and listen to 1 year of NOCLIP Central Cooling Core.
Right.
They're about 7 minutes, 12 seconds in. I made that part up.
It's pretty impressed there for a second.
No, JJ, he's talking about how he makes his iced coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrew says, well, why don't you just make it the night before and put it in the fridge? That way, you don't have to make the smallest size iced coffee. You can make any size you want, and it'll be just as flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no rebuttal for that argument. That is superior in every way to the way that you make iced coffee.
Yeah, and the reason I brought up the iced coffee thing is to tell them that it's better than putting it on the 10-ounce point. If you go back and listen to that podcast, you realize that in response to Andy, I sort of go,
that,
yeah, okay.
Like shooting yourself in the head is a better way to die than drowning, when you could just not do either.
Suggesting that the alternative to doing it your way is death or suicide is idiotic.
I think
it's slightly less convenient. That's all. That's all. And now, if they followed my advice, they get to have actual iced coffee instead of lukewarm water. That's what they get.
Here's the thing. I don't think that he made the claim that you're insinuating that he made.
Exactly.
'Cause, when he said, when Andy said, why don't you just make coffee
go back to
the
the
night
tape
before
on
put it in
this.
the fridge, he says, yeah, that would work.
Now, he
premise
considers
is that
it doesn't come to a conclusion.
I consider that and go, yeah.
Yeah, my biggest problem is this. He holds himself out there like he's some expert on iced coffee. He says to all you iced coffee drinkers out there, make sure you always make it on the smallest size.
Valid advice.
If it's valid advice for someone who doesn't want to make it the optimal way.
Yeah, it's suboptimal valid advice.
But you don't present it that way. You present as if you know everything there is to know about iced coffee.
Horseshit.
That as this average
Pull up this audio
consumer
right now.
who knows nothing about iced coffee, that is how I took it. I thought you were saying if you're an iced coffee drinker, this is the best way to make iced
I can
coffee.
accept that maybe I come off as arrogant, but I refuse to believe I come off as the master.
You
of
come off
iced
not
coffee.
only as arrogant, like arrogant is an understatement. You come off like you think you've seen it and done it all when it comes to iced coffee, and this is the end all be all of the iced coffee experience.
It is not the end all be all, as we have established
So you
here
admit you're
elsewhere.
wrong.
I admit I was wrong
What?
on the cast that you're referencing. I laughed
It was
about
unclear.
Yeah, thanks to maybe the editing, maybe because I didn't want to talk about it anymore.
If you want to get a hold of us, you can do so at Keurig.com.
That's what Dan
As
wants
long,
for
as long as
Christmas.
it's not as disappointing as the Assassin's Creed intro, which was just devastating. That's the low point of the
we
whole
haven't
show.
done
at this
an
point.
intro in such a long time.
I don't know. I think it's a combination of you didn't do anything extra, and the Assassin's Creed music is so underwhelming. But it was literally like 3 muted notes, and then just like welcome to NOCLIP. It's like that's it. That's all I get.
Yes.
Pumpkin. It's kind of like that.
Sierra Mist.
Pumpkin, it's kind of like Sierra Mist.
Kinda. It only looks kinda like that though. Sierra Mist.
Even more than Sierra Mist. It's exactly like that. It is Sierra Mist.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Deja vu. The
Product placement
slogan
later.
was actually yeah. ...
It's kinda like that. Yeah.
I forgot about the yeah.
That's very important.
I'm sorry. I've done a disservice to Sierra Mist all these years. He looks like something from Dragon Ball Z, like anything in that game does. I don't think he looks close enough to sell to like warrant the comparison specifically.
You've still not looked close enough at Cell's crotch. He has,
Okay, he has the same crotch plate. So does Frieza. Frieza also has a crotch plate.
I actually don't remember Frieza's crotch.
He does. He has one. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
it's the best crutch.
It's high quality crotch.
Where I photoshopped Josh Hamilton's face onto a sweet potato, and then photoshopped that onto a picture of Josh Hamilton, and then photoshopped him into a produce aisle at a grocery store.
I love the future so much. We love Pokemon. We love Pokemon.
Talk about Dark Souls.
I like Dark Souls.
I'm
Oh,
glad
you
that
know
we got
that?
that cleared
I
up.
didn't know that about you.
Yeah, Metroid Fusion and Dark Souls have a lot in common. In both games, you fight bosses.
You fight a dragon.
You fight a dragon.
Your skills improve.
Over time.
You backtrack.
There's regular enemies,
Boss enemies.
boss enemies.
Ornstein and Smoke.
Dude, the Ornstein and Smoke encounter in Metroid Fusion was off the hook.
Yeah. Not nearly as hard as in Dark Souls, though.
Oh, this is fucking adorable.
Which means it's not as good.
Right.
And that's our obligatory Dark Souls reference of the podcast.
Dude, that's not making it in.
I don't know, who knows? Welcome back from the break. Dark Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls. Welcome back to our Pokemon Snap episode. Andy, you've played Ashes of Ariandel.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd you
No
feel about that?
And what I have to
Spoilers.
say is,
A little part of me had Bloodborne flashbacks. Tell like the amygdala, and you were just gonna fucking rip off your leg at the knee.
And just start like wailing at people.
alright. 20 seconds in, we already have a Bloodborne
From Software
reference.
Yeah.
A rhyme
It's gonna be
specifically.
You talking about Dark Souls? I was playing some Dark Souls earlier. And,
Damn it. Scrape
I was
back.
thinking what the word ends with you lax. The Dark Souls does really well.
well, is it like an Estus system?
Way better than the soda can.
Yeah. Okay, so
Still closed.
welcome back to the podcast. So when we left, we were talking about something that is not important for the discussion we're going to get into. So
Oh yeah?
I fucked up. Oh, welcome to NOCLIP. I'm Chad Rutherman.
I'm a single lady.
And I'm Ash Ketchum.
And today we're gonna. Oh man, that is. I can't riff on that at all. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4.
deep down in me.
Did you know that in the Samurai Jack theme song, when they go like Back to the Past, Samurai Jack, that noise after the word Samurai Jack is not wachow. It's
Watch out.
It's watch out really
Yeah, I
fast
always
and
knew that.
whispered. What?
I didn't know that.
Did you watch Samurai Jack?
Like, I always thought, like, the theme song, this was, like, another, like, Dragon Ball Z thing, where, like, everyone, like, misremembers the lyrics, where it's, like, rock the dragon.
Rock the dragon.
Yeah, like, people would always misremember that as something else. Like, the song I always thought went, like, back to the past, and then I didn't think they said Samurai Jack. I always thought they said something else, like, all right, Jack, or something like that. I remember it being something different. I don't remember what it was.
That just sounds like somebody who's really, like, just sick of Samurai Jack always talking about going back to the past. They're like, back to the past, back to the past. All right, Jack.
Yeah, they do. Samurai Jack.
That's not what they're saying.
What are they saying? What else could they be saying?
Hold on. I'm looking this up.
I mean, you hear Jack, right? Because they say Jack like 20 times.
Yeah, they definitely say Jack, but they're not saying samurai.
Samurai
It is
Jack.
the clearest possible thing. Samurai Jack. He even says it in syllables.
I don't hear that
Like he's
at
trying
all.
to teach you the English language.
Like, what are you hearing? What is you just present one alternative to samurai.
Hold on. I'm looking this up.
What could you even find?
That's like being like, hold on, wait, you tell me the screwdrivers for screwing things in and unscrewing things? I'm looking this up.
Is it really a smart idea to put your hand in your pocket?
It might be.
What?
Your hand's in your pocket.
So?
Is it gonna make you gonna flap around when you pull it out of the pocket?
I'm gonna take 1 second out here. Hold on.
Deep.
Whoa.
I feel like our podcast could be enchanted.
I mean, that's how I'd describe. I would describe it as enchanting.
Right. Then perhaps we are the Fae, and I am the Boggle. And he's the Pixie.
Sure.
Think. You can come up with it. You can do it.
You
can concoct the segue.
I don't know that I can.
You've got different segue elixirs here, and you can just sort of... I mean, we're talking a lot about pots today.
A lot about pots, yeah. A lot about pots and pot.
I guess they don't call... The kids today don't call it pots. It's not the plural? Okay.
Welcome to NOCLIP. I'm that old lady from Fire Emblem again. It's gonna rain! God damn it.
Is this the first time this has ever been recorded to tape, this process?
Oh
of
no,
Chad
it's
not
like
looking
every single episode I cut out, like, being like, Andy being like, Chad, you look up the information? I'm like, hold on.
Did you look up the information?
No, I didn't.
Did you look up the information?
I don't think I need to.
Alright, we're good to go.
You are so ballsy with the information.
Die. Stop. See? Spencer's shoe store, Seashore. Seashore's shoe store.
By the seashore?
Sure.
Okay, let's go. What are we talking about next time?
Thank you for listening. He said the trigger phrase.
Alright, high quality.
High quality.
Yep.
Oh, I gotta put my phone on do not disturb.
Do not destroy.
Do not destroy.
That's the problem. Everyone set their galaxies to destroy instead of do not destroy. Welcome to NOCLIP.
I'm Chad Rutherford.
I'm Andy Koenig.
And I'm Zenyatta.
I've also heard that if you drink water upside down, you'll get hiccups.
Oh, it's trash.
Okay.
I tried it. I had tried it for a long period of time in my youth.
Alright.
Interesting.
You're trying to fight gravity?
Yeah, I remember often getting hiccups and often like putting myself upside down and trying to drink things to get rid of those hiccups.
Okay.
He was
mostly
saying
a
that's how
waste.
you induce.
That's how you
hiccups.
cause hiccups.
Oh wow, I thought it was the cure for hiccups.
I might have been thinking of it in reverse. So I'm not actually sure. This is what I'm saying. This is why hiccups are a mystery. No one can remember what's supposed to cause them or cure them. Scientists are bad there. Why didn't we write this down at any point in the last 200 years?
Think of how far scientists must have gone in like experiments to try and figure out what cures or causes hiccups.
I think
We're
that's
like,
just
why
how-
don't you just drink this shit upside down?
They appointed one scientist to research hiccups.
It's like you making
And he
progress
went
on the
insane.
hiccups thing, and he was like, "Nope." They're like, "Who cares? It's fucking hiccups."
In a way, why are you imitating my hand motions, Andy?
Trying to make Chad laugh. He wasn't paying attention.
I saw you doing it. I was just resisting out of intense professionalism.
Yeah, respect is what he was doing, Andy.
Yeah,
that.
right
Respect.
after I clapped over you speaking like a child.
And then I mimicked you.
Glad to know where I am.
Yeah. If I was building a cyborg dragon, you know it would have like a big, long, floppy dong.
We all know that if you built a cyborg dragon, you
I-
would prioritize a huge dick.
Do you remember at the end of the movie, This Is the End? Where
Yes.
there's like a huge behemoth and
It
he's
has
walking
a
around and
huge
just has
dick.
like a big swinging cock. That's what I want out of a cyborg dragon, like as he flies over. It's like
What?
there's that scene where you like emerge from that area and you see just the shadow of Ridley fly over the area. And it's just like the shadow of a big trailing dick.
You look up slowly, I'm like into the fog of Fendra drifts.
You see, you look at it slowly and you see like Ridley's head, and then you just get like cocked in the back of the head.
And then
They mean like the mean person, the
Yeah.
average person, not a real person. The closest thing that we can use to an analog of all people.
Right.
Yeah.
Chris Remo.
Stop the podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut out that reference. Too important if true.
But, like, now I can't get Chris Grimo out of my head. Sexiest man. Yeah. When. I'm not a beatboxer.
stutter.
Because I've never accepted this fact about me.
That you're not a beatboxer.
Yes.
I will not accept that, JJ.
God damn it, JJ. Just why wouldn't you be a beatboxer for once in your life?
You're destined to be the greatest.
I gave it up, and you know why. Flashback, slow mist. And don't try and tie knots when you ain't got string. Because I used the word ain't? Is that what it is? My West Virginian heritage? Okay.
That was a sick diss.
That was a sick diss. That's no offense to like any professional eaters out there. Not that this will make it onto the podcast, but like quantity food eating contests, like where it's not a challenge to eat the thing that's been given, but to eat as much of a thing as possible, are like. It's almost like a morbid curiosity because it's like not something that you really want to see. But once you start watching it, you don't stop watching it. You're like, how many? There's no way. He's dipping the hot dog in the water. Stuffing hot dogs down his throat.
They were always super entertaining because they were so aggressive and they moved really quickly. It felt like they were
Can you say that word again, please?
Aggressive?
No, you said
You said-
just start that sentence over. You said they were always super, and then I think you said entertaining, which is not a word.
Engaging, I'm sorry.
You didn't say entertaining. I was gonna let it slide.
I didn't understand the sentence.
I was assuming entertaining or engaging.
All right.
Or both.
Redo the sentence. Did I tell you guys that I spent 5 hours continuously making Turkish delight?
On a moonlit night?
This is like the third time I've heard you mention Turkish delight.
It's not very
Stand
good,
up when
in my
I was
opinion.
Did you mention Turkish delight on the Overclip podcast?
Overclip.
On the paperclip.
Possibly. Probably that would overlap with the time I was looking up how to do it and stuff.
Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better that way. So it takes me back to Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople.
Alright, let's record this fucking podcast. Speaking of really good things I saw on Reddit, weirdly, today I saw it was an image of a guy standing straight up, pissing into his own mouth.
Can't say that I saw that one, Chad.
Yeah, you're clearly not subscribed to What the Fuck.
Well, I am. I just haven't checked Reddit today because I've been fucking writing.
One of the first comments was somebody was like, "Did he have to pull his balls out to do that?" Because he just had like the whole baggage out. And then a whole string of comments of people debating whether when at a urinal they pull out just their dick or both their dick and balls. And the amount of like complete disbelief on both sides was just so amazing. Like there's no consensus, and if you do it one way, you are totally dumbfounded by the fact that somebody would do it the other way.
Because there's a second version of this same debate that always happens, and it's whether or not you stand up when you wipe.
Right.
But the reason that these debates happen at all is because culture mandates that we're like not allowed to have any discussions about what occurs in the bathroom.
Exactly.
So you got this complete ignorance about what like anything that happens there.
I have found to be it's almost like a 50-50 thing, which is probably why it's such a persistent debate. But the balls out at the urinal.
Oh, yeah,
that was a debate that I thought was just way too funny. And somebody linked to an Ask Reddit thread where somebody asked if when you're wearing gym shorts at a urinal, if you pull your whole package out or if you just pull your dick out. And my favorite one was somebody was just like, I just scrunch up the leg.
Like every time, I feel like I've done that before, but like maybe once or twice.
It's just like that guy's like go-to strategy. No, yeah, I was cackling like an idiot, like just all alone while I was reading that thread. It was just super
It's just
good.
really funny.
Yeah, I've managed to avoid the question entirely. If I have like gym shorts that don't have the fly option, that's just a like private stall moment for me. Like I don't take the risk
do in this situation. All right, okay, let's talk about inside.
I'm glad all of that's recorded.
Yes.
Bonus episode.
We're gonna have this is gonna be a long.
We'll have to do a
annual-
poll and see how many of our listeners pull out their whole package.
Well, they always say the way that it's worded in the is if you pull out the Franken beans or just the Frank.
Who eats bratwursts with beans?
The top comment on that post was, well, the top comment was, I pull out just the beans. I think I'm doing it wrong. But then the one right after that was like, who eats lunch at the
Oh, ooh, good stuff.
It's working.
Solid.
It's really important to note this is not a World of Warcraft podcast.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
risk. This is going to turn into a split.
digress.
Another thing that's going to go into some,
Buddy
collections.
once told me the world is gonna roll.
Oh, the internet's ruining that song.
Shed.
Yeah, it's probably going to go into another like random NOCLIP collection that you're going to create for some stupid reason.
Yeah,
But-
sure is. Yeah, you guys just don't have voices that project for some reason.
Yeah.
I never claimed
Those
to have a
are-
radio voice.
I have a beautiful voice. Listen to this song I wrote. La 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 la. Mr. Reagan, let's make some goddamn hamburgers.
Yeah. You ready?
It's like make some noise. Make some noise.
Some noise.
All right, this is my
Shouldn't
actual.
we actually turn off the air conditioning?
Oh yeah, we totally need to turn out the air conditioner.
Make some noise.
I had a damn hard time taking like relevant notes about this game.
I think I know why.
is because if I stopped to take notes for even 1 second, I would forget how to play the game. I think that's a distinct possibility. All right, we'll make that joke again. I expect you to laugh. All right, well.
Hold on, I gotta also make a noise because I ate Taco Bell, which means noises are brewing.
Yeah. Man, that's not... Of all of the noises that Taco Bell makes me make...
Are there circuses? Legit question.
Yes, there are circuses.
They are a real thing. It's not a purely fantasy world.
No, not like historically. I mean like now. Like if I was like, I want to go to the circus, could I do that?
Yes. Well, they only come around certain times of the year.
Yeah, think like an ice cream truck, but with lions. Like
No.
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 It's on a worldwide route.
No. That's not a good description.
And that's it. We're done recording.
Yeah!
Jesus Christ. Hey, welcome to NOCLIP.
Hey,
I'm Chad Rutherford.
Hey,
I boycott this.
I do too. That's why I said "a" so many times so loud.
Hey, happy anniversary to us, and we'll see you in a little bit with the Splatoon 2 episode. I think comes out after. Yes, comes out after this. That is in itself an outtake, starting it off thematically.
That professionalism.
Yeah. All right. Woo! Good work, us.
Yeah!
Hey!
Bring out the NOCLIP cake. Do you think our podcast is more like a cake or a cupcake?
It's cupcake.